Now to the never-ending story relating to Hillary Clinton's email account and server. A new batch of emails released this week. Many say it provides examples that there were cozy relationships between the State Department and the Clinton Foundation and people who worked within both entities. Joining us now, Chris Farrell, Director of Research and Investigations for Judicial Watch, arguably the group that's really responsible for bringing to light almost all the content in these emails. So, Chris, thank you so much for joining us.
Good to be with you, thanks.
First and foremost, there's indication that there's these accusations of pay-to-play. But for those folks at home who can't spend the time to go through all those emails, sure, are there distinct examples that you can give us that prove that there is this activity going on, this nefarious activity?
The great thing about these records that we've obtained is that they are documents. They're federal government documents, and they're from the principals involved, from Huma Abedin, who is Hillary Clinton's personal assistant for decades now, people like Cheryl Mills, Doug Band, a director of the Clinton Foundation. All these characters are in email communication with each other, and they're arranging things like access to government officials, meetings, contacts. They're leveraging Mrs. Clinton's position as Secretary of State and her inner circle. They're leveraging her official conduct for their benefit financially with respect to the foundation. In fact, Doug Band, in one email to Huma Abedin, notes, hey, this guy's a high-dollar donor. We need to give him special attention or access.
Okay, and I think we have an example of that particular email, and it is from Doug Band, where you're saying he's basically a liaison between, you could say, big donors and also State Department entities, meaning foreign governments.
Sure.
So this particular email that you're seeing here, we have had him on our radar. Personnel has been sending him options. This was in response to Doug Band's previous email.
And he was asking in that case, in that particular email, he was asking for the placement of a person for a government job in the State Department. And so they were trying to seek to put somebody in position in the State Department, and the personnel office was going through these extra efforts to find a job that this person was interested in. And this is another case where someone is directly benefiting from this. I mean, there's virtually no light between the foundation, Mrs. Clinton, and her inner circle. It isn't a blurred line. There's no separation whatsoever. And they're all working back and forth for jobs, for access, for favors, privileges. It's extraordinary.
So for folks at home, listen, they may be feeling some email fatigue. This is a headline that we see all the time. Why does this matter? Why is this important that we're learning this information now?
Yeah, what's extraordinary is, first of all, it's documentation. This isn't just people pointing fingers at each other and saying things back and forth. These are records and documents of all the principals. It shows their communication, their favors, this kind of leveraging of government power and authority for personal gain and benefit. It's a level of corruption that is absolutely extraordinary. And if you change some of the names to a different party, you get a very different reaction.
Okay, so in your words, I hear leverage, I hear corruption.
Yes.
But what's next? No penalty? Is this going to impact any voters at home who have already made up their minds?
Yeah, the sad part is you have an attorney general like Loretta Lynch, who's essentially cut from the same cloth as Eric Holder. You know, their loyalty is to the Democratic Party over the Constitution. And you saw Director Comey punt on the email situation where 22 top-secret emails went across Mrs. Clinton's server. The Inspector General, the intelligence community, and the FBI found that. And yet, after laying out all the elements of the crime, he decided not to pursue it. So I don't have a lot of confidence, frankly, in either Attorney General Lynch or in the FBI director. But I think that the cascade effect, the long-term effect of all these emails coming out and showing, look, any thinking person reading these emails, they can smell the corruption. There's no doubt whatsoever. And we're only going to be getting more. And who knows? Lord knows what WikiLeaks or somebody else will do.
Right. We're going to have to leave it there only in the interest of time, Chris.
Sure.
But, of course, as we get more information and more emails, we'll bring you back.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks.